First time I became interested in college was actually during my junior year of high school, when I participated in the program for Latino students and other underrepresented groups to attend the University of Washington and see what medicine was all about. Dr. Julian Perez from CMAR was doing a presentation where we essentially looked at the map of the city of Seattle from right about where Shoreline is to right where South Park is. The map first showed us just the income. What is the mean income for the area? And essentially, as the slides progressed, it showed us what are the obesity trends in the area, how prevalent is type 2 diabetes in that area, and even got to the point where we discussed life expectancy. And the fact that there was a life expectancy of a couple of years from South Seattle to North Seattle, which is just a range of 15 miles, just blew my mind. And that is all based on people's environments, what they're exposed to when they're growing up, and just simply like their income. And that just, it blew my mind that something so simple can have such a drastic effect on somebody's health. And that's when I was really interested in like social determinants of health and medicine, social medicine, social justice essentially. Seeing that map, it broke my heart because I felt like here we are, all of us in the same city. I'm sure many of us like support the Seahawks, and whether you're from the north or the south, like you were still supporting the same teams. You were still occasionally going to Pike Place, and yet just based on income alone and experiences, you had a higher chance of dying, and that just broke my heart. Like income should not determine people's health that way. People should be in the same city. We should all have the same life expectancy. And to think about income like limiting that, it just broke my heart, considering that my family didn't have a lot growing up. So it just made me think about my community. It made me think about the people around me and the higher incidence of like diabetes, hypertension, and other preventable diseases that just should not be happening, that unfortunately were happening and could potentially mean lower life expectancy for people around me. So that was really sad. I just wanted to hear from like my fellow classmates, like what exactly has been going on, what are other people experiencing in terms of like racism and discrimination, but also like on the positive note, what are the resources that people have found within the learning environments, like in clinics and hospitals and communities? Because there's definitely, as we have talked to people, we found great things. There can be great support out there in areas that would otherwise have scared me to go to, right? Like rural, way out there. That used to scare me before, man, not gonna lie. But knowing that there are good doctors out there that are aware of like social injustices and are aware of the ways in which like racism and discrimination can negatively impact performance in medical school, gave me some hope. It gave me some hope that if we address discrimination and racism at the medical school level, we can truly build good doctors. We can give people good experiences in medical school that are fundamental to their learning and won't actually have them, students like me, wondering over the weekend, oh, was that racist? Was that not racist? Did that person mean to insult me? Was that a microaggression? And we could just focus on our tests because that's what matters, and then we can focus on just graduating and being a good doctor. We all know that diversity and inclusion leads to excellence. However, we need to do a better job in making sure that the folks that we recruit into medical school not only end up in primary care positions, but also in specialty positions. We need, folks from underrepresented backgrounds to be in primary care, yes, but we also need them in specialty services. So that way, if I end up being a primary care doctor, I can refer my patient to a specialty service, whether that be urology or, cardiology, gastroenterology, whatever field it is. Someone from our community also needs to be present at the table in those settings because they understand the language, and more importantly, they understand the barriers that people must go through to get to those services in the first place. And if a student like myself was to experience microaggressions and racism from one of the specialties, for example, I am just already less likely to go into that field because that's what I experience. And instead, I'm more likely to go around people that I would feel more comfortable with. So that's another reason why it's important and critical to address the discriminations and microaggressions in medical school, to make sure that we give all of the students the opportunities to join whatever field actually catches their attention, and not have racism and microaggressions be a factor in that decision. But my personal goal of being a mentor actually stems from the opportunities that people gave me, right? Prior to undergrad is when I thought I was just going to graduate from high school and work with my pops in construction. But a couple of mentors actually pushed me and saw something in me that I didn't see myself yet. They believed in me when I didn't believe in me. And now I believe in students when they're not at that level yet, but I know that they're going to get there and they're going to do amazing and great things. I just finished a meeting with one of my mentees right now, and we sat down, and this student was very worried about, their grades and like where they're at, like are they going to be able to go to medical school, and they had better grades than I did. So it made me laugh because I'm like, the role of a mentor is make sure that you can help a student see greatness in them when they don't see that yet. And you highlight all the positive things that they're doing, right? Like they're involved in all these great activities and they have this phenomenal story about why, and related to why they want to do what they want to do. And sometimes doubt and imposter syndrome kind of comes in and prevents people from seeing that. But as a mentor, you have a really unique opportunity to kind of just take that away and just be like, nah, like you're going to be great. Like you're going to do amazing things in the world. You just got to make sure that we stick with a plan for you, and it's over from there. Like you're going to be able to achieve those dreams. So you're helping someone achieve their dream when they don't even know that they can do it yet. That's the beautiful part about being a mentor.